Okay, welcome to Anatomy and Physiology, Chapter 1 with M.Hook. The idea of this chapter is to give you a large overview of what we'll study in the future chapters. So we'll go kind of broader on the different organ systems, what's there, and then give you some anatomical terms so that you can learn the language of anatomy. So the purpose of this chapter, introduce anatomy and physiology, discuss the organization of the human body from small to big, look at the properties of what living things are, and then discuss homeostasis. Okay. So what is anatomy and physiology? Anatomy is the study of structure, what something looks like, what it's made of. Physiology is its function. How does it work? What does it do? Okay, now let's look at the levels of structural organization. Okay, so let's look at the chemical level. Chemical level is the smallest. It's made out of atoms. We'll look at that in Chapter 2. Those come together to make molecules, like DNA is shown here, otherwise sugars, lipids, fats. We'll look at the inorganic, water, acid, bases, salts. And then those come together, they make organelles, the groups of metabolic machinery inside cells. So the cellular level is cells. They're the smallest structure that does all the functions of life. We've got lots of different types of cells in our body, from cells that are on their own, like sperm and blood cells, to cells that work together. Here's a smooth muscle cell. You can see next to some smooth muscle tissue. Anytime you see the word cyte, that has to do with cells. Cytology is the study of cells. Next, when you've got a group of cells, similar structure, function working together, it's a tissue. So here you've got all those smooth muscle cells together, and they make up a whole layer of smooth muscle. Other tissues like cartilage, bone, blood, skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, nervous tissue, your skin line and your epithelial cells. We'll look at all the different tissues. Histology is the study of tissues. When you've got a group of organs working together, when you've got a group of tissues working together, you've got an organ. So like there it shows the stomach. The stomach has epithelial tissues lining it. It's got smooth muscle layers. It's got connective tissue. All those work together for the same function of the stomach, to help digest foods, break them down. When you've got a group of organs working together, you've got the organ system level. So the stomach would be part of the digestive system. And then when you put all the organ systems together, you get an organism, a whole person. Okay, now we're going to go through the different systems of the body. Just a broad overview to give you a general idea of their functions. Each of these will be different chapters that we go through in the book, and you can see next to the title the chapters that they refer to. Okay, so first, integumentary system. Skin, hair, nails, main portions. And inside the skin, you've got sweat glands, oil glands, fingernails as well. So what is it for? First, it's for protection. It is the first line of defense we have against anything disease-causing. It maintains this physical barrier between us and the outside. It also has secretions that help. You've got some antimicrobials. Your skin is slightly acidic, so fungi can't grow in general. And then you've got lots of different things on the outside of the skin to help form protective layers. You're eliminating waste by sweat. You're making vitamin D, a derivative of cholesterol. That's important for absorbing calcium. In your skin, you've got lots of receptors: temperature, pain, tickle, itch. It all gives us information about our external environment. You've also got a layer of fat that helps with fat storage, and then insulation. Okay. Next, the skeletal system. Bones, joints, cartilages in between them. Okay. Your bones are the structure of your body. They don't actually cause movement. They don't contract like muscle does, but they provide the framework for movement. They also serve a protective function, like your skull protects your rib cage, your vertebrae protect your spinal cord. Your thoracic cavity is protected by your ribs. Inside fat, you've got red bone marrow. That makes blood cells. So like red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets are all produced there. Bone also helps store minerals. Calcium phosphates. Calcium is really important for the different functions of the body. Muscle contraction, nervous system electrical signals aren't possible without proper levels of calcium. Muscular system. It's your skeletal muscle. That's the type of muscle that you think of as muscle. It's connected to your bones, you think about it, it contracts, it causes movement. So it's important for movements, walking, facial expressions. It helps us maintain our posture, and it also produces body heat. Anytime you contract the muscles, some of that energy is lost as heat. It helps us to warm up when we're cold. We use it to our advantage. Next, nervous system, brain, spinal cord, nerves. This is the way our body most quickly communicates from different areas. We're able to take in sensory information. Our brain, spinal cord makes sense of it, interprets it, determines what to do, sends signals back out. These signals are electrical signals where ions, these charged particles are moving, and we can cause changes really quickly. As soon as you start to think about contracting your muscle, it's contracting. Next, endocrine system. Endocrine system is glands that produce hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers, these molecules that travel through our blood to their targets. And they cause changes, just like the nervous system. But this time, hormones are slower. They take longer to get started, but they also have longer lasting effects. Hormones can change things in the body for seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, depending on the hormone and how quickly our body breaks it down. Next, cardiovascular system, your blood, heart, and blood vessels. Your blood is a transport system for different nutrients and waste throughout the body. It helps us clean and filter our body. Your heart pumps the blood, it contracts, pushes it out. We've actually got two circuits there. One that goes to the lungs to pick up oxygen, remove carbon dioxide waste, and then the other goes out to the body, getting those cells their nutrients that they need and getting rid of any waste that they've produced. It goes to other organs like the kidneys, liver, to help cleanse the body that way too. Okay. Lymphatic system and immunity. The lymphatic system is important to help us return fluids lost from the blood. When blood travels through our body, it gives out the nutrients that we need, but it also loses fluid. And if we weren't to return it to the blood, our blood volume would drop, we'd go into shock, we could die. So what we have is our lymph system. This is a single direction route of vessels that bring fluid from the body back up into the blood, right above the heart here. And that way, we're able to move that fluid through and also filter it, then return it. So when we filter it, we've got our immune cells that are sitting there waiting to mount an immune response. They get to surveil what goes by, see what's there, and respond accordingly. And our immune system is our ability to respond and fight disease. It's got multiple different parts to it, from physical barriers, from getting things in, like our skin, to cells inside our body, like white blood cells. They find foreign materials and they break them down. Respiratory system. It's this hollow tube work that goes from your mouth down into your lungs. It's mostly just a passageway for air to move in and out. We're able to get oxygen into our body and carbon dioxide waste out. We have the vocal cords there, so we can make sounds, help with our voices. And we're also able to filter the air as it comes in. We want to filter it, we want to humidify it so that when it gets to our lungs, it's not a shock. Okay. Digestive system. Long hollow tube goes from your mouth to your anus. We ingest food, we break it down for nutrients, and then we get rid of wastes. You've got this whole canal, your GI tract, and then accessory organs that secrete different enzymes to help break food down, like your liver, your gallbladder, and especially your pancreas. Urinary system, your kidneys get a huge amount of blood flow. And what they do with that blood is they filter it. They take out the things that we don't want and they put it into urine. So they make urine, it travels down the ureters where it sits in the bladder until we're ready to eliminate it, in which case it moves through the urethra and out. Last, reproductive systems. So here you've got your primary sex organs, ovaries and testes, that make sex cells, egg and sperm. So they do a special form of cell division where we make these cells with half the DNA, so that when we combine them together, we get a new full human's DNA. You've also got the accessories that are important, like the uterus for housing the fetus, mammary glands to make milk, and then the different parts of the male glands that produce parts of ejaculate. Next, your book had a really nice section on non-invasive diagnostic techniques. So palpation, you're feeling, you're touching, what's there. Auscultation is listening. So when you use a stethoscope and listen to heart rate, heartbeat, you're using auscultation. And percussion, like drums, is tapping. That way you're able to feel like the texture, consistency of different parts of the body. So if there's some sort of growth, you can tell if it's solid or soft. Okay, then these were questions that I posted on the board for students to go over. What is physiology? How is it related to anatomy? Which body systems do the kidneys belong to? And what body system allows different areas of the body to communicate and how? I would suggest, if you haven't already answered these, pause the video and go through and find the answers. Okay, now I'm going to go through them. Physiology is the function. A structure's anatomy reflects its physiology. So they're very related. Organs need very specific structures and compositions to perform their physiological functions. Which body systems do the kidneys belong to? Urinary. They filter the blood to make urine. Last, which body systems allow different areas of the body to communicate? Nervous system and endocrine. Nervous system is fast response with electrical signals. Endocrine is slower with hormones that travel through the blood to get to their target areas. There are several characteristics of everything that's considered alive. When you look at things to determine if it's alive or not, you don't usually go through these specifically, but these are the terms that biologists have used to distinguish things that are living from non-living. Okay, life processes, maintaining boundaries. We have our skin that maintains a boundary from us and the outside. Within our body, we've got lots of different boundaries. Separating out organs, we've got serous membranes surrounding them, and our cells, our cell membrane. Along the outside of a cell is a fatty layer. That separates the inside from the outside. That's a boundary. There are different things inside our cells than outside. Next, metabolism. That's every chemical reaction that takes place in the body. Living things have chemical reactions occurring. Responsiveness. Ability to respond to stimuli. So if you touch something hot and pull your hand away, you've responded to stimuli. Movement, being able to move. Excretion, getting rid of wastes, eliminating wastes. Regulation, homeostasis. We're going to get really into this next. But basically you have to keep all the variables inside your body within acceptable ranges. You have to keep a normal body temperature, normal pH. And then growth and reproduction. Undergoing cellular division, getting larger. Making sex cells, reproducing sexually or asexually. Next, more questions. These are all critical thinking questions.